Hey, this is Will Marlowe from the Will Marlowe Agency. Today I'm going to talk about SEO success metrics. So essentially, how do you know if your SEO is improving or not? First thing, I just want to define SEO. So that is all the free traffic and ranking that you're getting from Google. This is opposed to SEM, which is going to be the traffic you're paying for. So for SEO, there's at least 10 things that I like to look at. So the first thing is total volume of organic SEO traffic. Second thing, total volume of SEO clicks. Very similar, but different metric. Total number of SEO conversions, SEO conversion rate, total number of keywords ranked for, total number of page one keywords ranked for, total number of landing pages that you're ranking for, total number of landing pages that are indexed, and the time on site for SEO traffic versus other traffic sources, total impressions of SEO keywords, and finally, inbound links. So we're going to start off at the top here, and I'm going to go through what all of this means. So when you go into Google Analytics, I'm just going to start right here in the beginning. So you go into acquisition, traffic sources, and actually we're just going to refresh this screen here. So you're going to go into traffic acquisition like I just did, and you're going to scroll down. Now, what you're going to do here is you're going to select source medium, and under the search box here, you're going to type in the word organic and hit enter. This is going to isolate the SEO traffic over the date range that you're looking at. And this is going to tell you right here the percentage of traffic that's come in from SEO. So 62% of total traffic has come in from SEO. This here is going to tell you the total number of unique visitors from SEO. And essentially, you can just see, are you growing month over month, year over year? You just mess with the date range and you'll be able to see whether it's year over year, month over month that you're most interested in. You're going to be able to see all of this, and you're going to see, are you improving or are you getting worse? This is probably the most important SEO metric that we like to look at from a big picture perspective. So the next one we look at, we're just going to jump to a totally different section of Google Analytics. We're going to go into Search Console. We're going to click on Queries. We're going to scroll down, and for this one, we're going to just see organic Google search clicks right here over the same date range. What is Google seeing? This is not people who are specifically on your site. It should match up pretty closely to users, but it's different. It's what Google sees when somebody does a search for a phrase like this, and then somebody clicks on a result for your page. So this is a really important one to me because because first of all, you see the specific queries right here. And over in this column, you can see the position on Google. Now, if it's under 10, that means you're on page one. If it's greater than 10, that means you're not on page one. If it's position 12, that means you are on position 2 of page 2. That is not a great position to be in. You want everything to be under 10. So you could expand the rows here like this. You could export this sheet here into Excel, and you could filter and see how many keywords are you on page 1 for? How many keywords are you below page 1 for? You can track both of these numbers, and then you can see, are you improving over time or are you getting worse over time? So this here is a really important way of tracking total clicks to your site, total clicks from each keyword, and the position of each keyword. One thing I want to point out, this row here shows a keyword. Actually, both of these rows show keywords that are in position 1. And then you look and you see these click-through rates are just out of this world. 60% click-through rate, 51% click-through rate. That's what you'd expect for some keywords that are in literally the top of Google search results. Meanwhile, here, basically position 7 has a 5% click-through rate. This one here, position 2.6, has a 10% click-through rate. Usually what you see are the lower down on the page, the worse the click-through rate. So this one, position 50, has only a 0.2% click-through rate. As this number goes up, the traffic should go up, the efficiency should go up. You should be getting more clicks from potentially fewer impressions. which you see if you were to examine this. So this is a really critical way to measure SEO success and to manage your own time so you know what keywords you should be working for. I like to look at keywords that are on page 2 or 3 of Google, work to optimize those in a variety of ways to get those up to page 1, rather than working usually on ones that are in position 50. They're so far down, they're harder to get boosted. Now, the next thing I like to look at is conversion rate. Arguably, this is the most important thing to look at, of course. Now, in this Google Analytics account, we don't have conversions set up, which is fine because I can still show you how to use it. So you just select here. I'm going to just type in. I'm just going to select organic, or session medium, which is going to let me see organic right here. I'm going to go into the filter. I'm going to type in organic, hit enter. And then all I'm going to do is scroll over to the far right corner, and you'll see the column for conversions, the column for total revenue. We haven't set that up for this particular profile, so it shows up as 0. If it really shows up as 0, though, for an account you're managing, then you need to start questioning, is all the traffic that you're generating really of value? Maybe you're not tracking enough conversions, but if it's true, if you're tracking plenty of conversion types and it's showing up as 0, it's very debatable whether or not you're really having any success or not with your SEO results. So same thing for conversion rate. You can calculate this by dividing the conversions into the total number of users on your site from SEO. That's going to give you the your total conversion rate. Google Analytics 4 may calculate that with a customized report, but it's not displayed here. So I'm just going to point out that it's very easy to calculate either in Excel or even just in your head. And conversion rate is really important. Now, one thing I want to highlight is from this screen here, you can use this plus button, click on that, type in landing page, select this first one here. It shows up. I'm just going to move my face out of the way. And now this shows you organic results by landing page. This is really important because you can see the traffic generated by each landing page here, and you can see the total conversions and therefore the conversion rate for each page. So you're going to find, the more you do this, that some pages produce way more traffic than others, and some pages produce way more conversions than others. They do not always match up. Oftentimes you'll get super high volume pages with low conversions and vice versa. And that's because some keywords simply have more interesting intent behind them. If somebody's looking for information on Google Plus, that probably means that they may not have the most current information. They're looking for more academic purposes because this tool doesn't even exist anymore, Google Plus. And so I would expect conversions to be pretty few for something like that. Meanwhile, something on the Google Ads algorithm is much more relevant, much more urgency generally to that topic. I would expect that to have a higher conversion rate. So you can start testing your hypotheses by using this type of a tool in Google Analytics to measure your success. All right, so now we're going to look at the total number of keywords ranked for. So we were just in this report. We're going to go back over to the Search Console down here, select Queries, scroll down, and you'll see in this part right here, you see 1 of 10 of 6,471. That means over this date range, this site ranked for 6,471 different phrases. So you can select this date range, compare it to another date range, whether it's year over year, month over month, or something different. And you can see, did you rank for more keywords over this date range? That's a sign of improvement or decline. Now, I prefer to look at page 1 keywords in one date range versus page 1 keywords in another date range. So all that you're going to need to do there is look at these ones that are below 10. So this is a page 1. All of these are page 1 keywords right here. They're all under 10. So if you were to export this whole document to Excel, you'd be able to compare all of your page 1 keywords, do the same thing for another date range, and again, compare how many keywords you rank number one for or page one for over one date range versus another. That's a super important SEO metric. Now, you do the same thing for landing pages. Now, I'm just going to come over here because I like to do this in Google Search Console a little more. So this is Google Search Console for the same website. If we click on pages, I'm sorry, rather, we click on, in the performance section, we click on search results. Here, we can select pages, and then we're able to see the same thing. So 285 pages were ranked over this date range. Now, if you want, you can do the same thing. You can select different date ranges, see if you've had different pages ranking differently at different times. If we were to go scroll up here, select average position, then you get your position column over here. So some of these, anything that is less than 10 is on page 1, like this one. Anything that is more than 10 is on page 2 or 3 or 4. So position 13 means you're position 3 on page 2. So comparing these in different date ranges is a wonderful way to see, are your specific pages improving, or is your overall website improving for SEO? So I want to do one other trick on this page here to show you another way to track results. So let's say you have focused on optimizing this page specifically. If you click into it and then you select queries, now you see the keywords that this specific page ranked for. And it's much easier to manage because you can see it's all about the same topic because this page has been optimized for one topic of keywords. So if you scroll down, you can see that this page ranked for 36 different keywords. You can see exactly which ones were page 1, which ones were below page 1, and this can form another method for you to track success at a more granular level. So the next thing I want to look at is total impressions of SEO keywords. So let's just come back over here. We'll just hit the back button. Actually, you know what? I'm going to click on Discover, then click back here into Search Results. So now what we're seeing are the queries by clicks and impressions. So this will show you how many impressions overall you have. And actually, if you scroll up to the top, you can see right here, 814,000 impressions over this time period. You know, this is a bit of a questionable metric. You want to use it very carefully because it's not that hard to rank on, to get impressions for particular keywords. It is much harder to get high ranking impressions. And that's really what you're going to want to get. But that doesn't change the fact that this is an important metric to look at, and it can start to show you, are you improving or are you not? Now, the last one that I want to look at, or I'm sorry, there's two more I want to look at. One is total pages indexed by Google. So all we're going to do here is we're going to go to google.com and we're going to do site:/URL. So site:/willmarlowe.com, hit enter like I've already done. And we're going to see there were 416 results. That means that 416 pages were indexed by Google. Now, I want to click onto one of them, and I want to click onto blog, and I want to scroll down for a bit. We'll click on this one. This is one that was written in May. I'm going to take this actual URL. So I just selected Command A, then Command X. Now I'm going to type in site:/, paste that URL. I'm going to hit enter. And now you can see that this page is indexed. You can do this on a page-by-page basis. So if you publish one new blog post per week, you should be going in, doing site:/, URL of new blog post, and seeing how quickly is Google finding and indexing your new blog posts. if you will sometimes discover that Google's taking way too long to do that, and then you can go into Google Search Console, and there are certain tricks you can do that will cover in other training videos that will help Google find your pages more quickly. In some cases, none of your pages might be getting indexed, and that could be a huge problem. And that means that some big structural thing needs to be fixed. So this is a good way to quickly measure a limited type of SEO success, and it's a kind of an actionable technique, because frequently you'll do this and you'll realize you've got to make some fixes. So the final one I want to look at is inbound links. So this is easy because this is simply using SEMrush. And I like to go to a website itself, like this one. I like to cut the URL as written. And I go right here. I go to backlink gap. Or actually, I go to backlink analytics. Either one should work, but backlink analytics is actually where I generally will go. Paste the URL, hit enter. And what you're going to get back are a bunch of metrics here. You're going to see total number of referring domains, total number of backlinks. Those are the two that I really care about. And essentially what you can do is you can just see over time, are these numbers increasing? And SEMrush likes to help you out a little bit, see plus 5% here from, July versus June. I want to measure these typically myself. I want to see, are these numbers going up by my own reckoning? Now, that does get to another point, that you can use this. The most valuable usage of this tool is not just to track your own results. What I like to do is I like to plug in competitor websites, see who's linking to them, and then try to pursue similar links or even the same links in some cases. So maybe a competitor got a really good news story covering them that had a link. I might introduce myself to the reporter that wrote the story, and maybe they'll be more inclined to reach out to me when they're writing another story. Or maybe a competitor had a better idea than I did, and joined the local chamber of commerce, got a great link out of that. And maybe I didn't do that. So maybe this gives me some ideas for that. So if you click on backlinks for your site or for any other, you're then going to see, once it finishes loading here, exactly what is pointing to your site or to your competitor sites. And again, you can just simply do the basics. You can track and see, is this number going up? Is this number going down? Or you can plug in a bunch of competitor websites and start poaching links. So I hope this was helpful. I walked through a whole bunch of different ways to measure SEO success. And just let me know if there are questions that this video has created for you, or if this was helpful. I either way hope to hear from you so I can continually improve these types of training lessons.